Hello, everybody. Back again, L.S.S.T community advocate, educator here. I was out and about. We had a group out and about today that was out cleaning a couple playgrounds, making sure that the things were clean for the kids, and it was fun. It was nice. But I want to address some things that go on within our community and why it is left alone. There could be numerous reasons. Maybe it's because community residents will call, the mayor's not in, come to a council meeting where you get your 2 minutes of fame, where you get told by the administrators, we'll keep you informed. Or just, well, why? That's not really of a concern of ours. We shouldn't be really focusing that much on our playgrounds and our parks, or it's going to be some sort of excuse. And I'm sorry. They can find money, they can find the resources when it affects them and makes them look good, but when it comes to doing their duties in general perspective because it needs to be done, it seems like to me like, who cares? But here, this is at one of the playgrounds today. Now I want you to look at this. Now, yes, a car took this fence out is what it looks like, or something of that sort, because some of those vertical pipes out of the ground were bent. That tells me they got hit. Obviously, the city knew about this, and they can't say they haven't because it's been sitting for quite some time. My concern is why is it left open? How come nobody has taken a link out of the chain, rolled this stuff up, and moved it out of the way and made it safe for pedestrians to walk around? Why is it left for children to be hurt? Makes no sense. So why is the Parks Department not addressing this? And they're going to say, well, we didn't know. No one called and told us. It's always going to be something. There's no excuse. They know their duties. They know they should be going around to all the parks and playgrounds. It should be a regular habit. See, and that's the problem, is there should be a lot of habits that become normalized that are good habits. And one of the best habits you can have is you should be checking the playgrounds, going to them playgrounds every morning and checking. Unless you have an emergency to get to, like a busted water line or a water main, that's understandable. You should be going out to these community playgrounds, and you should be addressing, okay, that needs to be fixed. Okay, that needs to happen. Okay, hey, that's how you get good budgeting. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's happening either in our town. And again, like I said, residents will be given some sort of crazy excuse as to why this isn't addressed. Well, we didn't know. Well, you didn't call my offices, or well, you didn't call the Parks Department. You didn't this. We shouldn't be having to tell these people who we pay with our tax money how to do their job, because if that's the case, then they shouldn't be there. This is within the same park. This is the football goal. Yanked out of the ground. Why isn't this not fixed? This should be fixed. This should not be down. I mean, if there was a scrap guy, he'd be having a heyday right now. But I also want to address, look at that, way in the background there. You see all the nice, pretty blue graffiti you got there? Seems to me like they're really addressing situations within the community. This is an easy fix. That can be simply fixed with a cordless paint sprayer and some paint. Be done with it. Cover right over it. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're done with it with all three sides, and you're good. But that's too easy of a fix. Here's another one where I was cleaning at a park yesterday. This fence, I was able to zip tie it and try to use some of the old wires that were there to tie it back. These are simple things, community. I want you to think about this, residents. These are simple things. Why are these things not being addressed? Why are things being overlooked? Why do we have to call and tell our city administrators to fix these things? These are natural habits that they should naturally have going into the community. If they go off into the community as they should with the observational eyes they should have, and apparently they don't have. And we know this. Well, this is simple. I don't know how much simpler this can get. But to the residents, our parks are very important to a community. I've spoke about this in very early videos about how important playgrounds are, what it does to property values, how important it is to just residents in general. And, you know, at that time it was said that it's not a concern nor a necessity of ours. So basically it's shut up, leave us alone, and we're not going to address the parks and playgrounds. Because still on this same playground, there's still exposed wires all over this playground. Now, what I mean by wire is electrical wire. There are electrical wires and electrical panels that are open, little electrical boxes that are opened. Now, they could say that the electric's shut off, but if you understand electricity and water, well, if there's electricity and it's ground out somewhere from a live section, who knows what can happen. We all know bad things can come of this. There's got to be a better way of how we're looking at our residents, the way we're looking at our interactions, the way that we're looking at our playgrounds, the way we're looking at the land usage within our town. This is so obscenely obvious. I mean, how much more obvious do we need to make these things? Oh, well, you know, oh, you didn't call my office. You didn't call the mayor's office. Why? So he can say it's not my problem, hang up on you, give you some snotty remark and hang up on you, whatever the case is, because unfortunately that happens often. Why? It shouldn't be, residents. I want you to know. I want you to think about this. It should not be happening at all across the board, ever. They had no problem putting up lights at Riverview Park, where those lights, I want to give you a little bit of insight to some of this. Those lights that they put up around those little pavilions cost money. You have to pay for them. You have to pay for somebody by the hour to put them up. And because you have somebody by the hour to put them up, you also have to pay, let's say it's a privatized contractor, you're also paying for their insurance. You're paying for things of that nature. You have to pay that within the fees that you do for installation. You leave the electric on for them all day and all night, which also costs money. Money that is said that they don't have to fix these simple things. But I ask you, look very closely, where is their concern as administrators? It is not on community, obviously. Putting up some pretty lights somewhere that's not needed isn't addressing community concerns. Addressing community concerns would be getting this and fixing it immediately. That's how things should be done. And any other town would be fixing this instantaneously, but for some reason it's being ignored. Personally, and I'm going to be honest with you, there's a very specific reason or two that they don't want to fix our playgrounds. And I want you to think about this because it's coming out and it's only a matter of due time. They like our playground areas. There's a reason the town wants to use those playgrounds for very specific reasons. But we'll get to that later in another video. But I want you residents to really honestly think wholesomely. What is of concern to them? Putting up lights so it looks pretty, or the functionality? We need things that are safe. We need things that are looking good. And sorry, putting up some LED lights and letting them stay on all day and all night, 24 hours a day, 365, that's expensive. With the amount of money that we had paid for all those things, they could have had money for this to fix immediately, to get this stuff done. For the little things like this, putting that back up, or fixing some of the fences at a lot of the places. There's no excuse. I'm the Lake Station community advocate and educator. Please observe your community in a whole new light and a whole new way. We are out and about. Please let us know if you want to be a part of this, because we go out and about and we are doing things on the regular. Please let us know. Inbox me. Try to find Lake Station Strong Towns Collective on Facebook. Lake Station Strong Local Conversation as well. Also on YouTube. And, you know, hold our administrators a little accountable with some integrity and transparency, because we ought to be getting that from them. And you know what? Be the change you want to be the change you want to see. Be an eagle, don't be a crow. And until next time, people.